Social justice, racism, fatherlessness, sex trafficking, climate change, income inequality, poverty. You know, in the Old Testament, God said this: He has shown you, O man, what's good, and what does the Lord require of you? To do justice, and to love mercy, and to walk humbly with your God. This biblical passage underscores the centrality of justice and concern for those who are less fortunate. As we're becoming informed influencers in our generation and unafraid to speak up charitably and courageously on the major issues of our day, we're going to advance God's agenda for social justice in our generation. And notice I said God's agenda, because there's a lot of human agendas in this sphere that don't align with God's will. Now, I want you to know God's looking for heroes. King David spoke for God when he declared, quote, "I'll make the godly of the land my heroes." That's Psalm 101. We may not, get a Heisman Trophy, Olympic gold medal, Nobel Peace Prize, or Congressional Medal of Honor, but we can surrender our lives to Christ and let Him use us as change agents, making an impact on the world around us. In our time, there are silent screams of 57 million unborn babies who've lost their lives through abortion on demand. Or how about unscrupulous companies pretend they're caring for women when actually they're terminating lives of little future women and deriving riches from the abortion industry? There's people exploited and kidnapped in sex trafficking. There are immigrants who want a better life and want to do things righteously, but they're being hindered through greedy individuals standing in their way. Orphans long for a dad, a mom. Sick and dying people lack proper medical care and need a helping hand. People die prematurely and suffer debilitating diseases because individuals refuse to care for the environment in proper ways. Poverty abounds. Multitudes are shackled in its vice-like grip. Phony politicians pontificate about programs and how much they care, when behind the scenes they're accumulating enormous sums of money unscrupulously, while their annual financial disclosures reveal a paltry, maybe pittance given to alleviate poverty in our day. There's so many other areas that come under the heading of social justice, but let's just start here. Some of the areas we're going to look at in this chapter would be climate change and environmental concerns. How about orphan justice? That requires individuals to prayerfully consider adoption or financially support those pursuing it. What about racism? Jesus said the poor you'll always have with you. No one's going to totally eliminate poverty, but we can do our part. At this point, I'll take a moment to encourage us to be discerning regarding politicians exploiting this issue of poverty to manipulate people for votes. They'll say income inequality, and they'll stoke the fires of discontentment. Plus, they'll make all these promises of entitlements to those who put them in office. Many of these ambitious office seekers are very rich, and they try to project an image of compassion and cover up their unscrupulous conduct behind the scenes. They're also willing to mortgage our children's future by obscene spending of our tax money to pay for their irresponsible ways. Remember Jesus' own words: "I was hungry, you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty, you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, you invited me in. I needed clothes, you clothed me. I was sick, you looked after me. I was in prison, you came to visit me. I tell you the truth, whatever you did for the least of these my brethren, you did it for me."